lot has transpired in this half-century. Agriculture has changed. Structural change and technical progress have characterized this epoch. John Deere has played a significant role in this technical progress. The brand stands as guarantor for robust, innovative and high-quality machines. This technology has enabled John Deere to be one of the few agricultural equipment manufacturers that have remained completely autonomous. John Deere has established itself as the market leader in many European countries. This position has been achieved with reliable technology. But John Deere has also focused on marketing from the very beginning. A well-established dealer network combined with qualified dealer training ensure good sales figures. In the post-war years, a tractor on the small farms in Europe is anything but typical. Hay is often still mown and sown by hand, as seen here on a German farm. And the pitchfork is also used in the Netherlands. The wet ground forces farmers to stook up the hay. This way the wind can accelerate the drying process. On the drier soils of Spain, the farmer relies on oxen. Occasionally, you still see a farmer working his fields with a wooden plough. Europe's agriculture in the 50s is a hard business. The arduous manual labour on the small structured areas hardly allows room for development. Tractors are necessary to make the work more efficient. Tractors that are reliable and simple to operate. The American agricultural equipment manufacturer John Deere recognizes this potential and decides to produce tractors in Germany. The company was founded by John Deere in Grand Detour, Illinois in 1837. The blacksmith developed the world's first self-cleaning steel plow. He builds up a flourishing business within a few years. His motto, "I will never put my name on a product that does not have in it the best that is in me." In 1918, Deere & Company acquires the Waterloo Gasoline Traction Engine Company and thus begins to manufacture tractors, a significant step in the firm's history. The Model D is a further development of the tractors made in Waterloo. This model sells well. After production officially ended, a special series was produced. This series is bolted together outside of the plant, hence the name Streeters. The Model H is very successful in the early 40s. This tractor is designed especially for smaller farms, and it's used primarily as a row crop tractor. During the period in which the Model H was produced, the firm became the third largest manufacturer of agricultural equipment in America. That's not enough for the Americans. The goal is to supply Europe's agricultural industry with tractors. In 1956, the company is ready. Deere & Company Moline acquires Heinrich Lanz AG in Mannheim. Under the leadership of Group CEO William A. Hewitt, the Americans purchase a 51% stake in Heinrich Lanz AG for approximately $5.3 million US, and thus factories in Mannheim, Zweibrücken and Getafe in Spain. The idea is to manufacture small, maneuverable and versatile tractors, especially designed for the European market. The large and heavy agricultural tractors come from the USA, which is still the case today. In April 1960, the first tractors from the Americans are introduced in Mannheim. For the first few years, the lettering John Deere Lanz graces the engine hoods. These tractors, built in half-frame construction, are produced according to a modular concept. A majority of the parts were interchangeable. The 20-horsepower John Deere Lanz Type 300 is the first model introduced. The John Deere Lanz Type 500 has an additional 8 horsepower, shown here on a potato field in the Netherlands. With its 1830 kilograms and wheelbase of 1250 or 1500 millimeters, it's ideally suited for row crop and hoeing tasks. The 700 is the largest tractor in its series. The 50 horsepower tractor is primarily designed for larger farms or farm contractors. Power is supplied by a 4-cylinder, 4-stroke, short-stroke diesel engine with a 2-circuit water cooling system. The Type 700 is also manufactured in half-frame construction. This powerhouse can be equipped with mower, drawbar, belt pulley and front loader. In addition, the tractor, which costs close to €8,000, is incredibly maneuverable with hydraulic steering. Its 10 forward gears enable speeds of up to 30 kilometers per hour. Hydraulic double disc brakes slow it down. The John Deere Lance 10 series from Mannheim replaces the 100 series in 1964. Almost 90% of the parts for these 3-cylinder and 4-cylinder tractors were the same. The modular concept makes it possible, a decided advantage for stocking spare parts. The chassis is new. The Mannheimers now rely on block assembly with greater ground clearance and a longer wheelbase. The engines for this series are produced in the French plant in Saran. John Deere has been here since 1965. The company wants a presence in Europe's strongest market for agricultural equipment. Here you can see a 40 horsepower 510 with a 3-cylinder 4-stroke engine. In 1965, the base price of this machine is approximately €8,000. 10 forward gears and 3 reverse gears are available via a dog-type transmission. Hard to tell at first glance, this is a sow machine for beans, a design that certainly was not available for very long. In this regard, the 510 already seems more reliable as a tow vehicle. Or as a host vehicle for a single shovel plough. Junior guides the 2100 kilogram heavy vehicle through the rows. Father handles the detail work. In addition to the 510, a 32 horsepower 310 is also available. It also offers a 3-cylinder engine and the dog-type transmission of the 510. The flagship is the Type 710. At 50 horsepower, it's far above the German average. The trend is slowly moving in the direction of higher horsepower tractors. But it's not just its power that makes it a forerunner. With the 710, John Deere also breaks new ground with the engine. It gets its power from a totally new water-cooled 4-cylinder 4-stroke engine with direct injection. Not all 10 series tractors are produced in Mannheim. Tractors are also manufactured in Getafe, Spain from 1956 to 1968. These Spanish John Deere Lance tractors are shipped under model designations 515, 717 and 818. The 515 is particularly popular with vine growers. Here as well, engines for the Spanish 10 series come from Saran. The Lance name finally disappears from engine hoods in 1967 with the introduction of the 20 series. Now only the John Deere name graces the new tractors. The heavy tractors of the 20 series come from the USA, including the 4020. These 100 horsepower powerhouses are built between 1965 and 1972. At the time, they're considered to be among the upper class of the tractor market. The power shift is completely new, a hydraulic power shift that makes it unnecessary to engage the clutch when downshifting or upshifting. Such convenience comes at a price. Approximately €15,000 is what a farmer pays for this racing machine. The first 6-cylinder machine from Mannheim, the 3120. Thanks to its well-graduated transmission in conjunction with a new generation differential pawl, it gets its 81 horsepower completely on the ground. Standard equipment for the 6-cylinder machine includes power shift transmission. The 6 forward gears and 3 reverse gears can each be power shifted. Approximately 5,000 farmers buy this tractor concept. The 1120 is the top model among the 3-cylinder tractors that are manufactured directly in Mannheim. The excellent equipment of the 50 horsepower tractor makes it an all-round talent. A powerful hydraulic system, 2 power takeoff shafts, front loader and hydraulic brakes. Thus equipped, back then it pulled harvester threshers, choppers or balers. Approximately 12,000 of these tractors roll off the Mannheim assembly line. The 30 series is sold from 1972 to 1979. Power shift transmissions, independent power takeoff shafts and cab by now are almost considered to be standard equipment. For the engines from Saron, development continues in the direction of fuel reduction, a result of the 1974 oil crisis. The 2130 is the top seller in the 30 series. Specialists also refer to this tractor as the most reliable engine transmission unit. With the 2130, the Mannheimers take the #1 position of German tractor manufacturers for the first time. 3.9-litre displacement ensures that there is power to spare. This Mannheimer accelerates to approximately 25 kilometers per hour. Hydraulic disc brakes bring the water-cooled 4-stroke tractor to a standstill. Overall, approximately 25,000 of these 75 horsepower 4-cylinder machines are built. From 1974 on, the 2130 is equipped with a cab. The cab is called FSC for short, Fahrersicherheitskabine, or driver safety cab. At the time, this was a luxury that not many farmers allowed themselves. With the 1630, John Deere closes the gap in the middle-class segment. The 56 horsepower 3-cylinder tractor is designed for nearly all farming tasks. As an option, the 30 series offers creep speed transmission. Farms that cultivate special crops are particularly appreciative of this feature. In 1977, the 40 series rolls off the Mannheim assembly line. The main components of the 4040, 4240 and 4440 models are produced in America. They're assembled in the Mannheim plant. These big tractors establish themselves on the European market in an outstanding manner. The 4040 ships for 8 years. The 6-cylinder turbo diesel with water cooling and direct injection offers 110 horsepower, but you would never know it in the SG2 Comfort cab, which shipped in 1980. Only 80 decibels reach the driver's ear. This comes at a price. The base price of this machine in 1985 is approximately €33,000. The 4240 offers an additional 18 horsepower from 1977 to 1985. Displacement of 7,640 cubic centimeters makes the 6-cylinder a real workhorse. On the road, the 4240 has a top speed of only 30 kilometers per hour. However, in the field, the nearly 6-ton device is unbeatable. 16 forward gears and 6 reverse gears are available with the power shift transmission. Switchable front drive is available on request. the end of the 70s, the 4440 leads the squad of large tractors. 155 horsepower, 7.6 litres and an empty weight of approximately 6.5 tonnes, numbers that perfectly justify a price of €50,000. While this flagship indeed has a lot of muscle, it's also extremely manoeuvrable, thanks to hydrostatic front-wheel drive. The driver can hydrostatically drive the front wheels at the touch of a finger. The combination of front-wheel drive, hydraulic steering and the fully air-conditioned cab makes the 4440 unrivaled where driving comfort is concerned. The early 80s was another period of investment at John Deere. In 1981, a plant for manufacturing cabs was opened in Bruchsal. 2 years later, a spare parts warehouse for all Europe was opened. The mid-80s, a difficult time for tractor manufacturers. Agricultural overproduction causes producer prices to drop at a constant rate. Demand for tractors and harvesting machines drops, particularly from small and medium-sized farms. John Deere bridges this period of weak demand that continues for several years. The customer base consists primarily of large farms. The 50 series is designed to crank up sales again. New John Deere constant power engines ensure a high level of performance at low fuel consumption. Particular value is placed on the workmanship of the 50 series. The best components are used for brakes, clutch, all-wheel drive and power takeoff shaft. The primary focus is on reliability and long service life. Chassis components are reinforced and thus the payload is increased. Those who want to work with combines rely on the variant with front power lift and front power takeoff shaft. One of the smaller 50s, a 1950, is shown here. The manoeuvrable three-cylinder puts 62 horsepower on the ground. This all-round talent is particularly esteemed as a row crop tractor or meadowland machine. The MC1 cab and all-wheel drive are available at an extra charge. The 50 horsepower 1750 with switchable all-wheel drive can be purchased until 1994. The tractor is just the right size for use on the high-pressure baler. The generously dimensioned pickup also swallows swathes from large harvest threshers with no trouble at all. If there's a jam, the power shift helps and things get moving again. This is the second largest three-cylinder of the 50 series. The 1850 with a John Deere round bale chamber press. 56 horsepower make the straw swathes stackable. John Deere's 3050 has more horsepower under the hood. This Mannheimer fully exploits its 92 horsepower from a 6-cylinder 4-stroke engine with direct injection. This model was the entry in the 6-cylinder tractor class. The SG2 cab is standard equipment. The top model in the Mannheim 50 series is the 3650. It's evident that this tractor has real power. 2 ploughs with 116 horsepower. Not bad for an all-wheel drive machine that weighs about 5 tons. On the road, this 6-cylinder engine runs at either 30 or 40 kilometers per hour. The structure type of construction is used for the last time with the 50 series. This stable but heavy design has been used since 1964 in all tractors, but now this has stopped. From 1992 on, everything is new at John Deere. New paths are pursued in naming conventions and construction. Now the tractors are called 6000 and are constructed in a frame and modular design. The era of block type of construction has come to an end. From now on, John Deere relies on the so-called all-steel bridge-type steel tube frame. As opposed to traditional construction, now the frame takes over the bearing responsibility. This enables a modular tractor structure. The basic tractor concept is the same. The tractor is equipped to customer specification in production. The frame makes this possible. Different transmission variants are available, from simple synchronous to power shift transmission to variable transmission. A farmer can order a simple rear wheel tractor in a 30 km/h version, or a modern all-wheel tractor with spring suspension on cab and front axle in the 50 km/h version. Different cabs are available, low designs as well as glass roof cabs for front loader implementation. In terms of motorization, they range from compact 4-cylinder engines to high-power 6-cylinder engines with approximately 200 horsepower for current models. John Deere places highest priority on its engines. The aggregates are trimmed for uncompromising agricultural implementation. This enables low exhaust values and low fuel consumption. This module concept for the 6000 hits home and leads to a meteoric climb of the Americans in Europe. In the meantime, approximately 40,000 tractors leave the Mannheim plant each year. In Germany, the market share has virtually doubled over the last 10 years. These numbers confirm the quality of the Mannheim tractors. This is achieved by the depth of production of these tractors. Engines, cabs, power shift transmissions and synchronous transmissions are produced in-house. The variable transmission comes from Bavaria. Front loaders for the tractors are produced in the John Deere plant in France. This guarantees optimal adjustment to the machine. Now, in addition, there's also the 5000 from John Deere. The 5015 and 5020 are compact tractors under 100 horsepower. The 5015 is the low-cost entry model, especially designed for weeding or special crops. The 5020 services the market for comfortable, compact tractors with a lot of towing power. All tractors and harvesting machines can be equipped with auto-track if desired. The automatic steering system guides the machine over the field via satellite with centimetre precision. This makes it possible to drive in beds and to avoid overlaps. This saves time and money. Automatic steering systems, or the so-called parallel tracking, are only cost-effective on farms of a certain size. These large-scale farms are in Hungary. The latest models are shown here on a field day. Farm sizes are constantly increasing in Eastern Europe. So it's no wonder that John Deere is strengthening its presence here. There's particular demand for the 7000, 8000 and 9000 series. These tractors are imported from the US. Farmers in the eastern part of Germany also rely on this tractor series. As here in Mecklenburg, West Pomerania, huge fields stretch across the landscape. Farms of more than 1,000 hectares are not unusual. The big tractors from John Deere feel right at home here. At MVB Fahrenwalde, for instance. The enterprise operates a croppable farm with adjacent farm contractors. 15 tractors, 7 harvest threshers and 2 choppers run on the company's own 3,000 hectares and are used for contract work. Barne Hansen, one of the 2 managing directors, is just returning from ensiling.
Hier
we have all of the large machines from the John Deere fleet, starting with the 7,000, 8,000 and now the latest, a 9,000 with articulated steering. We have STS series and 2266E John Deere harvester threshers. The tractors are in operation for approximately 1,000 hours a year. That's a lot of work for the green and gold meteors. But why are only Johnnies of this size allowed to work here? We use this size of machine because we cultivate approximately 3,000 hectares of farmland here, which is structured on a large scale, in surface areas of up to 150 hectares at a time, where we can also get capacity utilization from these machines. In addition, we work external farms for the residual capacity utilization of the machines. The entire region makes it possible that we can work with the largest machines here. Virtually every machine has been done in the John Deere style, whether tractor, push carts or water barrels. Everything is in the John Deere look.
Ja, das hängt so ein bisschen zusammen mit der Philosophie. Wir identifizieren uns mit der Firma John Deere. Die Schlepper sind John Deere.
It's based on our philosophy. We identify ourselves with the John Deere company. The tractors and the harvesting threshers are green and gold, and so we painted all the other machines to match. It just looks good that way.
Das macht sich gut.
While Barne Hansen is introducing us to part of the fleet, the other tractors are in use. Grass is being chaffed for one customer. Primarily, the 8,000 series tractors are used for this application. 6 8,400 machines run on the farm. According to Barne Hansen, each of these powerhouses has approximately 300 horsepower. At the end of a hard day's work, even the 500-litre tank is empty. It has no problems with the 60 square metre push-off trailer from Fliegel. The meadows are dry, and the push-off trailer is equipped with extra-wide tyres. The 6850 John Deere chopper blows the grass onto the large volume push-off trailer with a full 440 horsepower. The boys don't let up on the gas. The next customer is lined up for the afternoon, and we never know what the weather will be like. Back at the farmyard, Barne Hansen introduces us to the farm's flagship. It's only been part of the company for a short time. A 500 horsepower 9420 with articulated steering. The 12.5-litre PowerTech engine is the basis for its extreme towing power. The transmission, with 18 forward gears and 6 reverse gears, transfers power to the gigantic 800 tyres. The 7000s have to handle the cultivation work at Fahrenwalde. 170 horsepower for plant protection and fertilizing. That's anything but typical. The crop rotation at MVB is the reason for this mechanization. 1,200 hectares canola, 1,200 hectares wheat, 500 hectares rye, and 350 hectares barley have to be tilled. This is Hansen, MVB Fahrenwalde. Yes, certainly. We'll do it immediately. We're starting now. I'll talk to you later. Goodbye.
Ja, okay, gut, tschüss.
Yes, now we've got to move on. We still have a few jobs to do. A customer is waiting for us. Now we're starting up again. Where there's so much work to do, reliable machines are in demand. The Fahrenwalde farm also relies on John Deere for combine harvesting. Today's combines can hardly be compared with the machines of those days. Here is a 952 from the late 70s. The next bigger size, the 965s and 975s. Later the 1065s are sold. A French farmer decided on this model. It doesn't take long to get started. The 1075 and 1085 of the 1000 series offer more horsepower. They're pure shaking machines. Today, the combines from Zweibrücken are referred to as WTS and CTS. The entry-level models of the CWS series come from Brazil. The earlier technology pales in comparison with the specs of these machines. WTS series models offer between 215 and 355 horsepower. The grain bin of the top model holds 11,000 litres. Four-stage separation ensures high threshing performance. The CTS threshers are so-called rotor threshers. They're also manufactured in Zweibrücken for the global market. The CTS threshers with a large drum, a smaller turning drum and two long rotors. 355 horsepower ensures adequate power reserves. The STS claims to be the world's largest combine harvester. The flagship from the USA is a 450 horsepower single rotor machine. The separating part of the STS rotor consists of tines arranged in 6 rows which comb the material through the separator grates. The grain bin, with a volume of 14,000 litres, is in a class by itself. The Harvest Smart system is innovative. An automatic throughput regulator with which the drive speed can be automatically adjusted based on various parameters. The adjustment is made when a maximum grain loss rate has been reached, or it's based on threshing drum and rotor load. If you combine Harvest Smart with AutoTrack, then it's hard to imagine that any more convenience could be offered for threshing. The John Deere choppers are manufactured in the Zweibrücken plant. Choppers have been manufactured there for the whole world since 1992. For a long time, choppers were still being towed by tractors, but there's a better technique. The impact force and work quality associated with this technique offer room for improvement. Self-propelled machines are in demand. If there are mountains of material to be chopped, then you need the new 5420 forage harvester from John Deere. It's a self-propelled from A to Z. Power is supplied by a 150 horsepower diesel engine with turbocharger from John Deere. All daily maintenance points can be conveniently reached and are easily accessible. The turbocharger ensures air and oxygen for high performance and low fuel consumption. Filter cleaning without tools in minutes. Safety panels can be quickly and easily removed. It's easy to climb up to the driver's cab. The platform is level and has a non-slip surface. This is where the power starts, with ergonomic operating levers and instruments that can be checked at a glance. Drive speed is infinitely adjustable with a hydrostatic drive. The view of the harvest attachment is unobstructed. You're seated high and central. You feel good here, even during the longest workday. The mower has floating suspension via adjustable springs and automatically adapts to ground conditions. The transport width is less than 3 meters and thus satisfies road traffic regulations. The RPMs of the all-steel reel and the feeder auger can be adjusted separately. 4 aggressive feed rollers guide the harvest to the 1,000 square centimeter feed opening, to the 610mm chopper drum. You can monitor the work of the feed rollers and the intake through the slots in the cover. The toothing on the rollers takes in the harvest uniformly. The 5420 is a genuine self-propelled machine, uncompromisingly designed for high performance and reliability. Just work once with this machine and you'll understand what we mean. The new John Deere 5420, a self-propelled machine from A to Z, like the larger models, the 5440 and the 5460. Choose from 3 performance classes. At John Deere, you'll always find the right machine. The new choppers from Zweibrücken are still self-propelled, but that's about all that's left of the 5420. Today, up to 660 horsepower is possible. You can drive in grass with pickups that are 4.5 meters wide. Now, maize is harvested in 8 to 10 rows. The top model has a multi-blade drum that is 820 millimeters wide to chop the material. The infinitely adjustable length of cut transmission is an absolute highlight. It enables the driver to adjust the chop length while driving. Currently, this is only available from John Deere. An additional option, yield capture when chopping. A mass flow sensor measures the thickness of the harvest layer between the feed rollers. Thus, the yield is automatically captured in tons per hectare. New ground was broken with the transport drive as well. Now the transport range can be selected from 0 to 40 km per hour without having to stop. The harvest attachments and pickups for the choppers come from the former Kemper plant in Stadtlohn, and thus are also produced in-house. The attached sprayers and towed sprayers are also produced in-house. These have been produced in Horst in the Netherlands since 1998. In this area, John Deere focuses on productivity, spray quality, convenience and ease of operation. This can be seen here on a trailer sprayer of the 700 series. In this area, electronics are indispensable, as is the case with all modern machines. John Deere breaks new ground in this area as well. AMS is the formula for the new era, the Agri Management System Solutions, backed by all the electronic aids provided by John Deere for a modern agricultural operation. This includes everything from auto-track to yield measurement and documentation to the JD Link Machine Manager, a wireless communication system developed by John Deere. 137. It enables remote diagnostics and machine monitoring by specially trained personnel. Optimized machine deployment times and thus reduced parked time are the goal. This is another absolute innovation in the agricultural equipment sector. All of these developments come from the last 50 years. 50 years in which John Deere has extended its presence from Mannheim to all countries on the continent. Plants in France, the Netherlands and Germany produce agricultural equipment for Europe and the entire world. In many areas, the company is the market leader. The venture to Europe 50 years ago has become a tremendous success.